It's been a while, and what a movie to return to. Today, we are talking about Lee Cronin's The Mummy, the new horror movie, in theaters right now. Before we get into this, I want to let you know where I've been, guys, for anybody wondering. I took a little 2-week break. I don't know if it was burnout or what. I just couldn't get motivated to go to the movies, let alone sit down and record videos. So I apologize for that, but we are back. I actually thought about canceling my AMCA list because I wasn't going. But we're back in action. I just need a little break. We got 2 weeks. We're good. We're back. Let's talk about Lee Cronin's Mummy. Let's get into my expectations. My expectations coming in, I really didn't have any because this movie, it's a big IP. Like, The Mummy is a big IP. Like, you've got the Brendan Fraser, The Mummy movies. You've got the Tom Cruise Mummy movie. But, like, The Mummy is something, when you hear The Mummy, you think of it's a big IP. But for it being such a big IP, it didn't have any, like, promotion. Like, we had that big thing when it first got announced with the trailer and stuff, talking about Katie and what happened to Katie. And there was, like, a big online presence, but that was it. After you got the trailer, there was nothing. It was gone. And I feel like that has been a thing that Blumhouse has been doing, where they drop one trailer and then they disappear and then nobody's hyped for this movie. I feel like Blumhouse really does need to get better at promoting their films. And you can see, like, in some of these films that they do that, those are kind of the more trashier films, where if they don't promote it heavily, then they're not as good. And then there are some films that they think are great, Megan 2.0, that they overhype and overpromote, and it's trash as well. So I don't really know where Blumhouse should be working, but definitely this movie should have got more promotion. But I didn't have many expectations, and I guess, like, with that being said, I'm, like, in the middle of the road for how this movie made me feel. So if you guys don't know what Lee Cronin's Mummy is about Katie and her family were moved to Egypt. They've been living there for 5 months because her father is a reporter and he was reporting something there, and she's kidnapped. And they go 8 years without knowing what happened to her. They couldn't find her, and then suddenly they find her in a ancient tome, a 3,000 or 5,000 year old tome. I can't remember the exact date. Mummy tome. And she comes back and she is not the same when she comes home. And things just go crazy from there. So who is this movie for, guys? It's for horror fans, but it's also for the horror fans that love blood and gore and body horror. This film is filled with so much freaking body horror. Like, it disgusted me. Like, and usually, like, I guess I'm more of, like, if I have a tame body horror film, I'm cool. But this was, like, very grotesque, very aggressive body horror. And I feel like that it really sickened me, some of these scenes in here. And I just don't know. I don't know. It's just not, it's for the people who like this stuff. It's not very horror. It's more body horror and gore fest filled rather than, like, straight up horror. So let's get into some of the pros. I'm very surprised in this film of the acting. The little girl who played Katie and even the little girl, I don't know if it was the same girl who played, like, the monster version of Katie. She or they, I don't know if there was two people or if it was just one person. They killed it. Like, they absolutely killed it. Like, I've never seen such, like, great acting out of a child, like, actor like that. And like I said, it could have been, like, an adult or somebody, but whoever did the monster version of Katie just absolutely killed it. Like, she made sure that you were horrified, made sure that she gave you that creep factor, like, the way she sings and talks and stuff like that. It gives you that creep factor. So the acting from her is phenomenal. And really, the whole family has, like, some pretty decent acting, but her especially really, really killed it. Along with some of the body horror and gore, like I said earlier. That is well done. I mean, it is very well done. It is very scary and gross and grotesque. Like, I, like, felt sick to my stomach in some of these scenes. Like, I was audibly, like, covering my face. Like, some of the scenes are very, very grotesque in this film. And I think that is also very well done. Let's talk about some of the cons in this film. I don't think a major con is like the pacing. I feel like the pacing was okay, but it wasn't great. So like I didn't want to put it in the pro category, but the pacing wasn't like the best ever. But then again, like along with the pacing, the story just wasn't there. A lot of this film, you are following, you're watching Katie as she's come back different. But the most of this film is just the family taking care of her, the family talking about her, talking around her, you know. It's not a lot of actual like scary moments. It's more just Katie looks creepy. She does a few creepy things and they're really just taking care of her medically and stuff like that. This film really doesn't get good until like the final 30 to 45 minutes. So that's kind of rough. But when we do get those horror, scary moments in this film, they're good moments. I feel like I have to skip this question. Did the cast have fun? I really couldn't tell you because there wasn't a lot of promotion in this film. There's not a lot of promotionals, there's not a lot of interviews. You didn't get a lot of people sitting down and talking about it. And then like the tone of this film is just really, really like grotesque and gory and trauma filled. I really don't know if they could have had fun with this, but if they did, that's great. I just feel like I should skip this question because of the way this film is and the lack of promotion. All right, so let's talk about the standout moment of the film. This is the moment where the story starts to switch, the tension starts to rise, the horror is about to get worse. And I think the standout moment of this film is something crazy. And it could be one of two. And they're roughly about the same type of thing. But I think one in particular gets you like, okay, this is getting wild. The standout moment of this film is when the grandmother is in the room alone with Katie, and Katie just goes ham on the grandmother, you know, just demonic type stuff on her, you know, wraps the chain around her neck, throws her out the window, she gets eaten by dogs or coyotes. Like, that is the standout moment of this film. That was one of the scenes where I'm covering my face like, oh my gosh. And just like the creep factor of that moment alone. And then even like what happens after that with the funeral service and stuff like that scene sets up that scene. So it was just like boom, 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 boom. After that scene, the movie got crazy. And I think that's why that is the standout moment of the film. All right, so Ant's big 3 questions of the film is: would I recommend it? Would I watch it again? And is it going to be better on streaming or theaters? Would I recommend it? I do recommend it. It is it's tension-filled, it's scary, and it's a decent watch. Would I watch it again? Probably not. If I do, I feel like I say this a lot when it comes to movie reviews. If I do, it'll be to sit down and watch it because my girlfriend wants to watch it, my family wants to watch it, something like that. But I don't think it's something I'm going to go out and seek to watch. But I do recommend it. Like, if you're looking for something scary to watch, this is something that you could definitely turn on and be scared by. There's a lot of stuff in this film that you could be scared by. Now, I do recommend you, if you don't like watching horror movies alone, or you do sometimes and you're like, sometimes you don't like it, I don't really know if this is the one you want to watch alone. It does, like, it's terrifying. And I had people in the theater and I was like looking around, and in AMC you got to go down like these long twisty hallways just to get out of the theater. It was spooky. So I don't know if this is something you want to watch alone, but I do recommend it. Now, with that being said, I do think this film will do better on streaming. It's not really worth paying the money to go see it in theaters. It's just not great. Now, granted, I didn't see it in Dolby Atmos, and maybe it's a better watch there. So those are the people who you might want to talk to. And if somebody who did see it in Dolby Atmos wants to comment, let me know if it's better. Maybe I'll go back and see it again because I have AMC A-List and I just can. But to me, I don't think it's that worth seeing in theaters. I think it's much more, you're going to get much more fun out of it at home, I think, because you didn't pay money for it. You can wait till it comes to streaming. So I definitely think this is going to be more popular on streaming. So with all of that being said, I gave this film a 3-star rating because of some of those duller moments. Like, a lot of the film, like I said, is just them taking care of Katie medically, them talking around her and about her. Like, it's not that scary, but then when you get those body horror moments, they are nasty, they're grotesque and stuff like that. So it does get that boost because of those moments, but there's just not a lot to this film. With that being said, guys, I want to thank you guys all for sticking it out for these 2 weeks. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this movie review. Let me know what you guys want to see next. I don't think we've gotten any movie reviews till next week, so let me know. If you do want me to come, because I am going to try to play catch up the next few days and go see some of the films, let me know if you guys want me to sit down and review like Super Mario Galaxy, You, Me, and Tuscany, the drama, like that stuff that I missed. Let me know, and I will sit down and do it. But unless you guys want to, I probably won't. But with that being said, guys, I will see you guys in the next movie review. Peace.